And good afternoon, or good evening, I should say, everyone, and welcome to Whitehall Central School. As tonight, Niven Media Sports brings you high school basketball. It's an Adirondack League matchup between the Railroaders of Whitehall and the visiting Salem Generals. The introductions being given to the crowd right now by Pam Patorti, who's the PA announcer over there. Tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, sponsor of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center. Scarlotta's Car Hop on Quaker Street in Granville by Fred's Granville Pharmacy in the Big Lots Plaza in Granville. Maplewood Ice, located at 9790 State Route 4 in Whitehall. Skeene Valley Country Club, 129 County Route 9A in Whitehall. Pine Grove Motel of Granville, Barlow Electric Incorporated of Granville, and Lake Champlain Coal Company, 2 Main Street in Whitehall, sponsors of the Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game. And the starting lineups have been introduced, and we are ready to go with this one here tonight. Our second trip to Whitehall. We were here for the girls team against Mayfield earlier in the season. And record-wise, Whitehall comes in 7-7 overall. They are 4-5 in the Adirondack League. Salem is 2-8 in league play, 3-12 overall. And it's Enzo Ream on the floor with Anthony Toll, Avery Sharp, Damon Sharp, and Patrick Egan for the Railroaders. First shot is up and no good from Avery Sharp. And here come the Salem Generals, led by this guy with the ball right here, Quentin Rashinsky. Rashinsky down the lane, shot up no good. Rebound pulled down by Damon Sharp. Here's Enzo Ream. Ream pulls up, gets a high screen. Now goes right side for Avery Sharp. Sharp looks to go to work, thought about the three, now finds Ream. Ream looks to penetrate, pulls inside the arc, jumper short off the front iron. No good. The rebound pulled down by the Generals. And here's Rashinsky. He is on the floor with Caleb Carney, Chase Baylor, Jacob Sweener, and Ryan Hodgkinson. Shot up no good. Long rebound for Ream down court, but stolen by Rashinsky. Here's Quentin Rashinsky. Now finds Carney. Carney on the baseline, hounded by the aggressive defense there of Damon Sharp. When I saw Salem play earlier this year in the Argyle Showcase, Rashinsky was out injured that night, was not in action. 10 on the shot clock, stripped away by Avery Sharp. Jumper on the way, no good from Carney, and here come the Railroaders. Down court, the layup up and no good from Anthony Toll. And back the other way comes Rashinsky and the Generals. No score, almost 2 minutes into this one. Here's Baylor. And now he finds Sunder, the steal, and the layup up and good from Damon Sharp. And it took exactly 2 minutes with the Railroaders with a 2-0 lead. They extend the defense here. Down court. Baylor on the way for three, no good. Battle for the rebound. Enzo Ream comes away with it. Actually, I said that was Baylor. That was Landon Sullivan. Shot up, no good. Sullivan on the floor, not Baylor. I know who that is, though. That's Enzo Ream. And he knocks down the three. It's 5-0. Baylor's at the scorer's table right now. Little half-court trap here by the Railroaders. A whistle and a foul. Here comes Baylor in. He's going to replace Ryan Hodgkinson. Keith Redmond was picking on me earlier about my handwriting, and I got one guy wrong already for the Salem Generals. Maybe he was on to something there. I told him I could read it. Maybe he was right. Generals with the basketball, and that's going to be a travel as they tied up Landon Sullivan. And it's going to be Railroaders ball with 5:13 to go here, opening quarter. A 5-0 lead for Whitehall. Comes in for Enzo Ream. Brings it across the timeline. Zone defense here for the Generals. They go down low for Egan. Kicks it out. Toll on the way. Baseline jumper. No good. Rebound pulled down by Damon Sharp, and a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be called on the floor. So Whitehall's going to put it in bounds underneath the basket. And it'll be Enzo Ream that'll be the trigger man here. Enzo, place kicker and player on the football team as he comes in and finds Egan up and good. But was out for football season with a torn ACL, but's been able to come back here for basketball season. Kind of a miraculous recovery. But talk about a tough kid. He's been able to tough it out. And a turnover by the Generals. 7-0 lead, 4:47 to go opening quarter here in Whitehall. Here's Ream. Gets it on the left side. Avery Sharp puts the ball on the floor, passes inside. Turnover. Here comes Baylor. Baylor's going to kick it out for Rashinsky. Rashinsky drives the lane, had it knocked away. Jumper on the way for three. No good. From Caleb Carney. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Salem basketball. Rashinsky puts it in play for Sweener. Now up top for Baylor. Jumper on the way for three. No good. From Sullivan. Here come the Railroaders in a hurry. Ream on the baseline. Ream looks to go to work. Picked up by Baylor. Now finds Damon Sharp. Back up top. Ream left open. Three ball. No good. Avery Sharp comes flying in for the rebound. Up and good on the putback. Aggressive rebound. Nobody got a body on Avery Sharp, and it's 9-0. Here's Rashinsky. Sweener. Avery Sharp with a steal. The layup good. And the Generals are going to take time out. 3:37 to go in this opening quarter. It is Whitehall 11 and Salem nothing. It's a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture. Manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years. Voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, where we come to you each and every time we broadcast live high school sports here on MYVT Media. So after the timeout, 11-0 lead for the Railroaders. It comes in for Caleb Carney. He finds Baylor. Here's Rashinsky. Carney wanted to throw over the top. Sweener got a hand on it, but now here come the Railroaders. Good hustle there by Sweener to get it back. And that's back corner. And they got it. Yeah, Sweener was on the floor, and he clearly threw that into the backcourt. So the turnover gives it back to the Railroaders with a 11-0 lead here, coming up on 3 minutes to go opening quarter. Here's Avery Sharp. Drives the lane, finds Egan, left it short. Sweener with the rebound. Here comes Rashinsky. Rashinsky across the timeline, looking to get on track. Like I said, he's their leading scorer. Here's a turnover. Damon Sharp stops, spins, puts it up, no good. Sweener with the rebound. Couple of unlucky opportunities here for the Railroaders the last couple of trips. Hodgkinson finds Rashinsky. Rashinsky lets it go. Three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Toll. Here comes Ream. Avery Sharp to the bucket, no good. The putback attempt, no good. Enzo Ream to the bucket. No good. Egan. And they get it again. Good hustle on the boards here by the Railroaders. Too many chances. And they still can't get one to go. Damon Sharp finally gets one. Everybody jacked up their offensive rebounding stats on that possession, and it paid off. They finally got a bucket out of it. Now here's a steal by Damon Sharp. Toll stops, pops, three. No good. Damon Sharp tries to muscle his way in. Finds Reed, wide open three, bang! And it's 15-0. Minute and a half to go here in the quarter. An impressive one for the Railroaders. And Sweener's going to lose this one out of bounds. Checking in for the Generals is going to be number 24, Josh Phillips. Ream's going to bring it up. Set the offense here for the Railroaders. Finds Toll. Here's Avery Sharp. Up top, Toll, straight on three. Bang! And it's 18-0. Domination here in the first quarter for the Whitehall Railroaders. Sweener down the lane, got it to go, and the Generals are on the board with a minute to go here in the quarter. Plenty of time here between the shot clock and game clock. They could go 2 for 1 here if they choose to do so. Here's Toll, jumper, no good. Battle for the rebound, Sweener's got it. Leaves it here for Kearney. Here's Kearney to the bucket. Up off the glass and good. So back-to-back buckets by the Generals after trailing 18-0. And there's about a second differential game clock, shot clock here. Seth Arquette's going to check in here for the Railroaders with 26.5 to go. In the quarter, they have a 14-point lead. A little mini 4-0 run for the Generals. They'd like to end this quarter on a high note. Here's Rashinsky. Elbow jumper's too strong. The rebound pulled down by Avery Sharp. Sharp, coast to coast. No good. Arquette had it. Now Ream, 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Ream, bang! He got it! And that's going to end the first quarter here in Whitehall. Our score at the end of 1, Whitehall 21, Salem 4. This is Adirondack League Boys Basketball on NYVT Media Sports. Brought to you by Scarlatta's Car Hop. Scarlatta's Car Hop, 45 Quaker Street, Granville. Serving breakfast and lunch until spring. Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. Come in or call in your order for pickup at 518-642-2445. That's Scarlatta's Car Hop, 45 Quaker Street, Granville, New York. Also brought to you by Fred's Granville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy dedicated to the unique community they've served since 2015. In the Big Lots Plaza, call 518-642-3733. Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville. And Patrick and I always debate, is it still the Big Lots Plaza if there is no Big Lots? Maybe it's the Fred's Granville Pharmacy Plaza, or just Fred's Plaza. I like Fred's Plaza. I vote for Fred's Plaza. All right, second quarter play. Baylor, Sweener, Kearney, Rashinsky, Phillips on the floor for the Generals. The Sharps, along with Arquette, Egan, and Mason Sagana, who's checked in. Here's Sweener with the jumper, good. So Mason Sagana joins the fray for the Railroaders here. 15-point lead just underway. Second quarter. Avery Sharp on the wing. Ends off for Arquette. Up top, Sagana. Left-hander likes to shoot that deep ball. Floater in the lane, no good from Avery Sharp. And getting tied up are Caleb Kearney and Patrick Egan. And that's a battle that more times than not, I don't think Kearney's going to win. Patrick is a strong boy, offensive lineman, defensive end in football, and I called him the best defensive end I saw all year this season. Here's Sagana looking to break down the defense. Finds Damon Sharp. Now Avery Sharp takes it on the baseline. Scoop shot up and good. Beautiful move there from Avery Sharp. And it's 23-6. Here's Rashinsky. Baylor, now Sweener. Sweener steps in. Almost banked it into the foul line. No good. Rebound pulled down by Damon Sharp. Here's Sagana. Nice pass inside. Beautiful finish by Egan. What a feed there by Mason Sagana. Bookends out there on the football field, those two. Baylor goes cross court for Phillips. Almost stepped on the line over here. Cheerleaders were scrambling. Here's Rashinsky. Got caught in the air. No place to go. One of the cardinal sins of basketball. Don't get caught in the air with nobody to pass to. Phillips is going to go out and back in is going to be Landon Sullivan. Here's Egan. Goes in for Damon Sharp. Up and good. Whitehall offense firing on all cylinders here in this first half. They lead it by 21. And they throw this one away. Back on the floor is going to come Ryan Hodgkinson. And Roselle's going to check in. Layden Roselle for the Railroaders, number 23. Here's Avery Sharp, defended by Kearney. Now Sagana, he'll shoot that. Good! Mason Sagana, I said, he likes to shoot that three ball with that left hand. Good call on my part, I'll take it. You see this team play enough, you know their tendencies a little bit. I've seen the Railroaders a lot this year, and I knew that one was going up. 30-6. Rashinsky trying to get himself undone here. No good. He can score, no doubt about it, but not on tonight thus far. Here's Sagana. Avery Sharp. Sagana thought about it. Baylor was there to cut him off. 5 minutes to go in the half. Jumper on the way, too strong from Roselle. And here comes Rashinsky. Rashinsky to the rack, up and good. Like I said, Rashinsky can score the basketball. Maybe that'll get him started. You know, got to the rim, got an easy one. Sometimes just seeing the ball go through the hoop helps you get your game going. Here's Sagana. Shot no good. Sweener the rebound. Kearney back to Sweener to Baylor. Rashinsky, three. And couldn't get the roll. And tried to save it. Here's Sweener. Couldn't get the roll, but it's going to go to the line. So at the line is going to be Jacob Sweener. And the first shot is too strong off the back iron. Last time I saw the Salem team play was, as I said, at the Argyle Showcase, as he banks that one in. And they played Hartford tough. Hartford had beaten them badly earlier in the season by close to 30 points, and they played Hartford tough that morning or afternoon, whatever it was in the Argyle Showcase. Here's Patrick Egan, a lot of contact between him and Sweener. He thought he was fouled. Sweener thinks he just ran into a brick wall. Ran into an immovable object. and Patrick Egan. Carney on the way, 3, no good. And that game against Hartford, by the way, they didn't have Quentin Rashinsky, and they played the Tanagers tough that day down in the Argyle Showcase. Here it's 30-9. Here's Roselle. Now Sagana. Sagana to the bucket, looks to find Egan. Cross-court pass. Jumper on the way. No good from Seth Arquette. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in the half. A 21-point lead for the Railroaders. Baylor for 3, no good. And the rebound by Roselle. Here's Sagana. Pump fake. No good. Sweener's got a ton of rebounds. That's a bright spot for the Generals here in this first half. Sweener is doing a great job on the boards. Here's Baylor and a reach-in foul. Substitutions coming in. Phillips is back in for the Generals, as is Landon Sullivan. And Ronan Gosselin checks in for the Railroaders. Baylor off the pass from Rashinsky on the inbounds play, gets to the bucket and gets fouled. He's going to go to the line with 2:54 to go in the half. Anthony Toll waits at the scorer's table for Whitehall. And the first one from Baylor is no good. Sagana will take a breather as Toll checks back in. One out of 2 for Chase Baylor. And we go into 3 minutes to play in the half. It's a 20-point lead for the Railroaders. Here's Enzo Ream, picked up by Rashinsky. Hands off for Roselle. Down the lane, little teardrop, no good. Strong rebound by Gosselin. Had it stripped by Rashinsky, who got blasted. And the foul is going to be on the Railroaders. It's going to be on Avery Sharp as first. Not yet the bonus. It's the 4th team foul of the quarter. So Rashinsky is going to bring it up. Gets a high screen from Sweener. Kicks it out baseline. And the steal by Avery Sharp. Sharp to the bucket, whistling a foul. And that's going to be on Sweener. And that's going to be the first foul on Jacob Sweener. First team foul of the quarter on the Generals. And the first free throw ribs out on Avery Sharp. Sharp's second shot too strong, but he gets the rebound. Spins to the baseline. Good fake. Shot too strong. Phillips with the rebound. Down court, he finds Rashinsky. Rashinsky up and good. Talking with Coach Redmond a little bit. The JV team only has, I think he said, the one loss, maybe undefeated in the league, but having a very successful season. And this is a relatively young varsity. Future bright for Whitehall basketball. I believe both the Sharps are freshmen. Seth Arquette trying to check back in, but he's called back. Quentin Rashinsky's at the line. Fouls on Avery Sharp, his second, team's 5th. So the Railroaders over the limit. Shot by Rashinsky is good. Noticing, Patrick, there hasn't been a lot of timeouts here to get our sponsors on. There's been one 30-second timeout and the quarter break. Second one rims out. Rebound pulled down by Gosselin. Here's Roselle. Minute 40 to go in the half. 30-13 Railroaders. Ream kicks it out for Arquette. It's a turnover. Here's Baylor. Baylor! Shot won't go, but a whistle and a foul on Toll. So some good young talent on this Railroader team. And a strong JV group. First one's good by Baylor. Coach Redmond was telling me he thought about bringing a couple of guys up here for the end of the season, but they've got such a good season going with the JV. Wants to see them finish it out. 1 out of 2 from Baylor. Rashinsky throws it to somebody in the 4th row, and it's going to be Whitehall basketball. Good hustle, all kidding aside, by Quentin Rashinsky, trying to save that ball and not let it go out of bounds. 30-14, Railroaders. Down the lane, Toll off the glass and good. Nice move by Anthony Toll. 32-14. Shot up, no good. Kept alive on the glass. Now Ream. Minute to go in the half. Enzo pulls up, takes the jumper inside the arc. No good. Nice hustle by Toll trying to save it, but it's out of bounds. It's Salem ball. Final seconds here of the second quarter. It's been all Railroaders. Inside, Rashinsky, no good. Pulled down by Sagana. 6-second differential, Ream. 6-second differential, game clock, shot clock, and Roselle knocks down the 3 from the baseline. Shot clock is off. Here's Rashinsky. And traveling call on Sullivan. Shuffled the feet there while he was looking for the pass. Mason Sagana is going to check back in. Damon Sharp's going to check back in. Gosselin out and Toll out for this final possession. Ream is going to bring it up across the timeline. Picked up by Rashinsky. Little handoff for Sagana. They go into a little bit of a weave up top. Arquette shot no good. Rashinsky the long rebound. 8 seconds to go in the half. 5 for Rashinsky. Wanted to go to Sweener, but it was picked off by Sharp. Sharp at the buzzer, no good. And we're at halftime. And our score at halftime is Whitehall 35, Salem 14. And I think what we'll do, Patrick, let's run a couple ads off here before we go to break, because we did not have the timeouts. A 1:30-second timeout there in the half. We'd like to tell you about our great sponsors here on NYVT Media Sports, such as Maplewood Ice. Maplewood Ice, proudly supplying ice to our community since 1970. 7 and 20-pound bag cubes, packaged ice blocks, carving ice. Need extra cold storage for an event? Call Maplewood Ice about a refrigerated party trailer rental. 518-499-2345 for Maplewood Ice. Open daily at 9790 State Route 4, Whitehall. Also, Skeene Valley Country Club. Skeene Valley Country Club, look to perfect your golf swing. Book a date and time online for Skeene Valley Country Club's indoor simulator. Go to SkeeneValleyCC.com. Click the Tee Time box on the homepage and then Sim Times. Skeene Valley Country Club, 129 County Route 9A, Whitehall, New York. 518-499-5060. We'll step away. The Whitehall cheerleaders perform at halftime. We'll be back for the second half in just a bit. This is NYVT Media Sports. Ready to Whitehall as we are ready to go here with the third quarter. And it's 35-14 Railroaders. They got out to an 18-0 lead. Salem's played a little bit better since then. Actually, 17-14 since then. And here's a block by David Sharp to the bucket, up and good. So it is Damon Sharp, Avery Sharp, Patrick Egan, Enzo Ream, and Anthony Toll on the floor for the Railroaders. It is Sweener, along with Rashinsky, Kearney, Sullivan, and Baylor on the floor for the Generals. Shot up and no good. I told you Baylor started. That's why I was confused at the beginning of the game when he wasn't on the floor. Jumper on the way. Three, good. Landon Sullivan with the three. It's 37-17. That early onslaught by the Railroaders right now is the difference in this game. It's a 20-point ball game. They led 18-0. Here's Toll. Finds Enzo Reed. Both players are down. And a turnover. Here's Sweener. Down court, Baylor. Goes cross court for Sullivan. Now Rashinsky. Baseline jumper. Way off the mark. Blocked by Egan. Baylor got the UFO that came flying in and tried to put the putback up, and then it was rejected by Patrick Egan with authority. 37-17 Railroaders. Just underway, third quarter. Here's Rashinsky. Sets the offense for the Generals. Looks to go to work. The handoff here for Sullivan. Back for Sweener. Sweener's going to let it go for three. No good. Kearney had the rebound. Here's Ream down court to the bucket, up no good. Battle for the rebound. You're not going to rip it out of Patrick Egan's hands, that's for sure. Avery Sharp to the bucket. He's fouled. I think that's going to be against Baylor. It's about the third time tonight that the Salem Generals have figured out don't get in a wrestling match over the ball with Patrick Egan because it's not going to end well. And the first shot good from Avery Sharp. Two for two for Sharp. And it's 39-17. Here's Rashinsky. Now Baylor. Sweener, they got a tip on that. Might have been Avery Sharp. Here's Ream. Ream pulls up, now gets it to Damon Sharp. Here's Egan. Egan powers his way in. He hands off now for Ream. Avery Sharp, little short jumper on the baseline, good. 41-17 Railroaders, coming with that pressure. Sullivan left alone, up no good. Egan the rebound. Long outlet for Avery Sharp. Sharp pulls up. Sweener looked like the cat that swallowed the canary right there. He definitely came away with a foul. They didn't call it, but it doesn't matter because Enzo Ream makes him pay with the three. It's about the third or fourth three ball tonight from Ream. Here's Rashinsky, and he traveled. Nice sportsmanship there by Avery Sharp, helping Quentin Rashinsky to his feet. Phillips is checked back in for the Generals. 44-17 Whitehall. Avery Sharp gets a high screen from Egan. Goes back to Egan on the screen and roll. Well defended by the Generals. Now here's Rashinsky. Rashinsky to the bucket, up and good. Quentin Rashinsky. A little bit of a rough shooting night here, but that guy has it, Enzo Ream. Ream got that little teardrop to roll in for him. And we approach the midway point of the quarter. It's 46-19. Here's Sweener backing down Damon Sharp. Kicks it up for Kearney. Kearney shot halfway down and out. Damon Sharp with the rebound. Down court for Avery Sharp. Inside, Egan. No good. That's going to be on Damon Sharp. Got to like the hustle, though. Got to like the effort. Kearney's going to bring it up here for the Generals. High screen and roll with Sweener. Baylor thought about it up top for Kearney. Kearney down the lane. Floater, no good. Battle for the rebound lands in the hands of Anthony Toll. Here comes Ream. Ream thought about it. Now backs it out. Now in the lane, kicks it out. Damon Sharp's going to try the three ball. No good. Rebound by Sweener. Here's Rashinsky to Baylor. Phillips. Foul line jumper, Kearney, no good. Rebound by Damon Sharp. Here's Ream. Ahead of the field for Avery Sharp. Finds Egan, up and good. Good hustle play, good save by Avery Sharp, in the bucket by Patrick Egan. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. It's 48-19. Rashinsky finally got one to go. He banked it in, but he'll take it. As I said, Rashinsky can score the ball. Nice breakdown of the defense. And nice find and finish by Patrick Egan there off of the nice job by Enzo Ream to break it down. 50-22. Rashinsky trying for two in a row. Toll had the rebound, had it stripped by Sweener. And this was going to be intercepted by Sharp. Sharp to the bucket, tries the Euro step around Baylor. Somehow kept that back pivot foot secured and gets the bucket. And it's up to a 30-point game. Kearney. Sweener for three, no good. Rashinsky chases down the rebound. Phillips for three, off the mark. And the rebound for Damon Sharp. Down court for Avery Sharp. Thought about it. Ream. On the way, three ball, got it! Enzo's feeling it tonight. It's about the fifth three-pointer, I think, for Enzo. It's 55-22. He shoots better on one leg than I ever shot with two. That's for sure. And he gets a steal here. Enzo, the floater, no good. Follows his own shot. Up and good. He's having a night. And we got a timeout on the floor. Minute 13 to go in the third quarter. Our score, Whitehall 57 and Salem 22. It's a full timeout. Tonight's game brought to you by the Pine Grove Motel of Granville. The Pine Grove Motel with newly renovated rooms that are comfortable and cozy. Coming into Granville for a night or two? Stay at the Pine Grove Motel. Call 518-361-0488 for the Pine Grove Motel. Tonight's game brought to you by Barlow Electric Company. Call 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric Incorporated. Fully insured and reasonable master electrician. Licensed in New York and Vermont. Generator installation, residential and commercial work. Call 518-361-0531. That's 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric of Granville. Minute 13 to go, third quarter, 57-22. I think this is the biggest lead of the game for the Railroaders. Seth Arquette is checked in during the timeout. Here's a jumper on the way. Baylor, no good. And a whistle and a foul. Checking in for the Generals. Back into the game is Hodgkinson. Avery Sharp now finds Sagana, who checked in during the timeout. They run a high weave. Arquette finds Sagana, 3. No good. Patrick Egan on the boards. Powers his way in. Shot clock is off. Salem can get the last shot if they want it here. Here's Baylor on the baseline. Hodgkinson kicks it out. Sweener up top. Baylor straight on 3. No good. And here come the Railroaders with 14 seconds to play in the quarter. Sagana. Avery Sharp. Sagana. Left-handed 3. No good. Rebound Sweener. Baylor at the buzzer. No good. So we've come to the end of the third quarter here in Whitehall. Our score at the end of 3 is the Whitehall Railroaders 59 and the Salem Generals 22. And tonight's game is brought to you by Lake Champlain Coal Company. We make warm friends. Lake Champlain Coal Company, your local fuel supplier. With fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump. Making warm friends for 5 generations. Lake Champlain Coal Company, 2 Main Street, Whitehall, New York. Call 518-499-1212 for Lake Champlain Coal Company, our sponsor of the Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game Award, and we'll be announcing that at the end. And I think we've got a pretty good candidate in the clubhouse with the lead right now. And you can leave that to your imagination out there to figure out who I'm talking about. On the floor for the Railroaders for the fourth quarter, it's Roselle, Goslin, Sagana, Arquette. As Roselle goes to the bucket up and good. And Vinny Chapman. 61-22, it's Baylor, Rashinsky, Sweener, Hodgkinson, and Sullivan with the basketball right now for the Generals. Down low, Sweener muscles his way in against Arquette. Couldn't get the shot to go. Scramble for the ball. Last touch by the Railroaders. Comes in, the old screener play, bucket good, foul, and go to the line for the three-point play. It'll be Sweener. I think we've pretty much seen the end of the starters here for the Railroaders tonight. That screener play that they just ran way back early in my coaching career in a hotel room in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Coach I was rooming with said, "You ever seen this play? It's called Screen the Screener." He sat down with a piece of paper, taught it to me, and I ran it every year of my coaching career after that. And I think everybody else does too. Here's Baylor with the steal to the bucket, the layup good. By the way, lucky for me, the next day, the other coach I was sharing the room with got assigned to a different camp, and I got the room to myself for the rest of the week, which I ended up working out pretty good. That's where I learned the screener play. Here's Sweener. Rashinsky on the baseline. Short jumper too strong. Battle for the rebound. Last touched by Whitehall. It'll be Salem ball. Caleb Carney's going to check back in. That's a true story, Patrick, about the screener play. It's also a true story that they were shorthanded at one of our other basketball camps that the company ran, and they sent him to that one, left me with the room all to myself for the week. That was great. Rashinsky down the lane. Blue chip basketball camps in Pennsylvania. Good times. 61-28, the Railroaders. Roselle, backdoor. Chapman couldn't get it to go. The rebound by Goslin. Sagana, 3. No good. And it's going to be Whitehall ball. Minute into this fourth and final quarter here. Chapman down low for Arquette. Cross court. Ronan Gosselin up off glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Kearney. Kearney wants to go coast to coast. Tried the Euro step move, drew the contact, and is going to go to the line. Good thing we got the sponsors in, because I don't think we're going to see a timeout in the fourth quarter. Kearney short on the first one. Phillips is going to check back in for Sullivan. Second shot for Kearney. Also no good, but lane violation. Somebody in too soon for Whitehall. So here is the reattempt. He makes him pay. 61-29, Whitehall, 5:52 to go in the ball game here in Whitehall tonight. Niven Media Sports. Here's Arquette, finds Roselle. Now Sagana. Sagana backs it out, gets in the paint, finds Roselle. Baseline good. So Roselle with the short jumper. He's hit a couple of nice shots tonight. Here's Rashinsky. Wanted to go to Phillips, and they turn it over. Big girls game going on tonight. Corinth and Lake George over in Corinth. Patrick's been keeping his eye on that one. 20-10, Corinth at the half. It was 7-4 after the first quarter. So the Riverhawks, if they hang on and win that, there'll be a three-way tie atop the Adirondack League girls standings. Here's Rashinsky. Finds Phillips. Down low. Kearney no good. Sweener the follow. Couldn't get it to go. Gosselin with the rebound. Yeah, there'd be a three-way tie with Lake George, Corinth, and the Whitehall Railroaders with one loss apiece in that Adirondack League girls battle. Here's Sagana. Down low for Vinny Chapman. Lost the handle, gets it back up and good. Good work there by Vinny. Lost the handle, got the whole Salem defense discombobulated. Ends up with the easy bucket. Salem with the answer at the other end. 65-31. Coming up on the midway point of the fourth quarter. Roselle down the lane. Vinny Chapman, foul on Sweener. So interesting, my friend Becky Eggleston, whose daughter Marissa is the point guard for the Whitehall girls team, texted me tonight and goes, what happens if they end up with a three-way tie atop the girls' league? In which case I said it goes to point differential. I explained it to her. Chapman hits, just say hits the first. It did hit the side of the backboard. And then I said, of course, if Lake George wins tonight, that's not going to matter because that's going to eliminate that three-way tie. But if Corinth holds on, there is going to be a three-way tie on the girls' side. North Warren, unbeaten on the boys' side, has a one-game lead over Corinth, who they beat in overtime the other night. Rashinsky for three, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Generals, blocked by Seth Arquette on the shot attempt by Sullivan. Rashinsky in the lane, no good. Kearney, no good. Trying to match the record of the Railroaders for offensive rebounding here. Kearney, three, and he's going to end it right there. I got to go back and watch the tape and see how many shots Whitehall got that one trip down the floor. Salem was looking to duplicate it right there, and then Kearney knocked down that three. Coming up on 3 minutes to play. Here's a steal. Sullivan's got Baylor with him. Fakes it to Baylor, goes up, gets the layup. Nice job there by Landon Sullivan. 65-36. The Railroaders have led this one right from the start. They got out to that 18-0 lead. And the jumper good from Arquette. Generals went on a little bit of a run after that 18-0 run. Sweener up and good off the glass. Nice job in the low block by Sweener. Nice fake by Chapman to the bucket. Up, no good. Gosselin battling for the rebound, but here comes Rashinsky. Couple of substitutions on here for the Generals. Bryce Lathrop is in, 14, and Wyatt Armour Macian. We go to 2 minutes to play, 67-38 lead for the Railroaders. Down low, Gosselin, nice drop step move, up and good. Beautiful drop step there by Ronan Gosselin. Caught the ball, hooked with that front leg, pivoted on the back foot, drop step. Rashinsky at the other end. The finish. Here's Arquette. Baseline, Roselle back for Arquette. Left alone, jumper on the way, three, no good. And the rebound pulled down by the Generals. Here's Rashinsky. Looked like he wanted to go up with that one. Now finds Sweener coming up on a minute to go. Sweener backs down the lane, up off the glass, no good. Ronan Gosselin the rebound. Here's Sagana. Down the lane, Chapman, elbow jumper, no good. Ronan Gosselin working hard on the glass, up and good. Back-to-back buckets for Gosselin. A beautiful drop step move and then a nice putback, working on the offensive glass. 71-40. They try to go inside for Sweener. Chapman gets the steal, gets on the floor. Here's Sagana. Shot clock is off. They can dribble it out. Here's Arquette. Roselle. They're going to pull it out, I think, and dribble the clock out here. Sagana. So Whitehall came out of this one at 18-0 lead. They took control right from the start, and they never gave it up, and that's going to be the ball game. So Whitehall wins it 71-40, and we now go to our Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game, and our Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game is going to be Enzo Ream from the Whitehall Railroaders, as he was just on fire from behind the arc tonight. Did a lot of good things in the paint as well. Distributed the ball, had a great pass to Patrick Egan for an easy bucket. So our Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game, Enzo Ream, for the Whitehall Railroaders. Lake Champlain Coal Company, located at 2 Main Street, Whitehall, New York. Lake Champlain Coal Company, we make warm friends. They're our sponsor of the Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game award tonight, going to Enzo Ream. So it was a good game here for the Railroaders. They're leaving their mark at 5-5 on the season in Adirondack League play. And they will go to 8-7 overall. So back to 500 in the league, a game over 500 overall. Salem drops to 2-9 in the Adirondack League and 3-13 overall. So excellent job here tonight by Coach Keith Redmond's Whitehall Railroaders as they come away with the big win over Salem. That's going to wrap it up here from Whitehall Central School. I'd like to thank Patrick Ward, my cameraman and producer, Keith Redmond, and everybody here at Whitehall for their hospitality as always, getting us a spot to broadcast the game from, and asking us if there's anything we need, helping us out, picking on my handwriting, you name it. They did it all tonight, and we all worked together. We got the job done. That's going to do it here from Whitehall. Stay tuned for our next broadcast of high school sports next week here on NYVT Media Sports. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night, everybody.